Hi everyone, so I'm back again with another video, and this time I'm just going to give you an update of the house that I'm living in right now. This is a 2-room apartment. I previously have made a video on this. It has garnered quite a lot of views, questions, comments, negative, positive ones, whatever. And just to clarify is that this is a 2-room flat, HDB flat. It's a BTO. I moved in 2 years ago in 2019 at the end of it or so. It belongs to my parents. I am already married. I'm supposed to have my new BTO this year, but because of the pandemic, because of the situation, it kind of delayed for over a year. It'll be ready next year, so I'm moving out soon. Hopefully everything will go as planned. And so I'm just living here temporary because I just wanted to have an experience of living alone and how I can learn how to maintain and manage my current house. And as for my parents, they're living with my brother, not in this place, but sometimes they do come over, and they'll be moving in very soon. Yep, so basically that's that, and $0 on cost of renovation, nothing at all, because this is under the elderly scheme. So my parents opted for a package that included all the fittings, the lightings, the wardrobe, cabinet, built-in kitchen, whatever, everything. So when they moved in, right, or when I moved in, it's actually ready to live. All right, and a lot of things are being done by my dad, because my dad is like a handyman and he does a lot of like this kind of stuff. The only thing probably spent is probably just this one, this wallpaper here. Without it, my house actually looked very minimal, very plain, which is what I would like it to be, minimalistic. But because my parents feels that they want something there, so they just put this wallpaper. It costs about $200. I can't remember which company does it, but I guess you can just buy any kind of wallpaper and just stick it. So it's just using glue, and then they just stick it. And as for the furnitures, right, they're all secondhand, either given by people, taken from my previous house. Okay, so I learned a lot of things on how to maintain the house, and for my new house I have set several goals. So I'll be posting up more videos on the renovation process, on how I search for ID and stuff like that. It's a huge headache because a lot of cost is involved, and I really wanted a home that is easy to maintain. So let's start with the door. I don't have a digital lock, just a simple lock. But my dad actually installed a lock at the gate just for extra security, because he said that the lock is very strong. So one thing is that sometimes when I have to leave the house to throw rubbish, right, I kind of like leave the keys there, and then when I come in I forgot to take out the keys. So that's something very dangerous. So I think I don't really like having keys and stuff like that, so a digital lock will be great. At the door, I didn't do much stuff except to put a little strip at the bottom. I bought this strip for like $1 from Shopee. This will prevent insects from coming in, because right, I suspect that because I do have cockroaches at home, but now it's cockroaches free, and because my house has very, very little things, so I do see the pests around. Like they can't hide anywhere. Like if the cockroach comes in, I can see it straight away. So it's irritating because I hate cockroaches and I hate lizards. So I suspect that a lot of it comes from the outside, or either through the windows or whatever. So after putting this strip, I don't see any more like cockroaches and lizards, so that is great. So I also did other things to make it pest free, make my house pest free as well, which I'll share. Okay, so let's talk about, as you enter the house, let's talk about the flooring. So the flooring is tiles. I don't like it because some of the tiles get chipped off, and then you can see that the gaps between the tiles is already dirtied, so like from white turns to black. I don't like it. I would have go for vinyl flooring, so do go for that. No tiles for me. As you enter the kitchen, all the cabinets are built by HDB. It's all good. I wouldn't want to have a upper cabinet storage. I don't need it. I find that it's pretty empty. I don't really use much of the space. And then on the side over here, I have my refrigerator from Sharp. Pretty good, okay, but for me as a person living alone, I don't use much of the storage in the fridge, but I guess for this fridge size for 2% is fine. And as you walk in further, we also have a washing machine from LG. pretty okay, pretty standard. And on top, my dad actually drilled some holes and then installed these 2 shelves so that we can put your laundry there, and also maybe you're gonna put some pails or whatever, or your I have my laundry powder at the side as well. Right, so moving on from the kitchen, we go out. So we have the D box, and then that's where I put my shoes. I don't like it in a sense that there's no ventilation. I think for a shoe box, you need to have some sort of ventilation. So what I usually do is that I'll clean my shoes before I put in. Yeah, let it dry, sun them or whatever before I put in them. But I don't really like to keep a lot of shoes. I don't have many, so that's that. Then we will move on to the toilet. So for the toilet, okay, do not use HDB toilet bowls. It got stuck once just because I put that blue thing. I hung it over there thinking that it will kind of freshen the scent in my toilet. Stuck. My dad has to fix it, and then after it got stuck again. I think because he was mentioning that during construction there are some sands, a lot of sediments inside the toilet bowl. Stuck, doesn't flush well. That little tap above it, supposed to be eco-friendly, doesn't make any sense because there's no way I can put a soap there and kind of like wash your hands. And if I do that, I think the soap will cause a stain. And even without using it, right, there's this water stain on the sink itself. I mean, yeah, so I would totally remove it at all costs. A lot of people also mentioned that it's not so great. The water heater is provided as well. Actually, we didn't buy any water heater, but we changed the shower head because I think the pressure wasn't strong at that time, but now it's okay with this shower head. Okay, instead of getting glass doors, my parents wanted curtains because we had glass doors previously, shower glass doors previously, and it's very hard to clean. And trust me, I also don't want the glass doors because it is really very hard to clean and it gets stains very easily. So curtains are great. The only thing is that it will get moldy, but it's fine. Just splash some bleach over. Gets dirty 2-3 years, just buy a new one, throw away. I mean, because curtains are not that expensive. And this is what is happening there on the other side of the sink where I put all my facial stuff and things like that. Alright, and actually what I really like about toilet, the best part is actually the door. The door is pretty nice. It's a very nice finishing. This kind of foldable doors is actually quite okay actually. If it's not that kind of plasticky kind that you can see in HDB, this is actually made out of a very good material. So I don't mind having it in my new house actually because it really saves space and it's easy to operate. You know, it's like the lock mechanism is very simple. It's just a grip. So yeah, why not? Okay, so moving on, let's talk about the bedroom first. So the cabinet, the wardrobe, sorry, is inbuilt. The mirror is also already attached there. Perfect. Only thing we purchased was the bed frame. The table was from our previous place. That little table, the glass with the glass top, is also from it was actually a second-hand furniture taken from our previous house. So very simple, just the bed. So yeah, my parents would not want to have a queen size bed because it takes up a lot of space. That's why they are opting for this instead. Alright, the living room. Okay, in the living room, again, sofa second hand. Curtains, our old curtains, we don't have I would have go from plain white, but we don't have it. We just have this beige with this funny patterns on it, but whatever, we just use it anyway. So I think it's pretty nice to just upcycle and get old furnitures. Actually, you can get from Carousel, you can get second hand. If people don't want, your friends don't want, you can just take it. So it's all good. And then speakers also from my previous place. Right, table also second hand. And so that's that. And then also the bookshelf behind me is also taken from elsewhere. We didn't buy it. So that's that. I put all my diaries, stationery and supplies. Very, very simple stuff. And on this side, I have my sewing machine, which I hardly used. I was still thinking that I will be able to use it to make clothes or whatever, but I don't really have the time and I kind of lost interest. So don't buy stuff that you don't use, alright? So that's it for my whole house. Anything that is difficult to maintain, it's probably the thing is that I don't have much decorations, and I leave my window open, not too wide. And also, because of all these pest issues, right, I decided to put a netting that I bought from Shopee. It's very, very ugly looking. I just wanted to just put that temporary to see how it goes, and it actually worked. And there were a lot of, because previously there were a lot of these dead flies lying on the floor, like, you know, after one day a lot of flies come in and then they are just dead. So that netting actually solves the issue, but it's just that I just bought it temporary because I know when my parents come in, they'll remove the netting because they want some like fresh air and ventilation. But this netting is pretty good, and I'll definitely install it in my next home, you know, to prevent pests, because after putting this, I don't have much lizards. I don't have like cockroaches, and before that there were a lot. And also there were a lot of spiders. I don't know where from, you know, even if I put these nettings, there's still spiders coming in. I don't know from where, like from the storeroom or whatsoever. That's that. But spiders are okay, they're very tiny, so I just like, you know, smack them and it just died. The only issues is probably ants, and to be honest, I don't know where the ants come from, but we found a nest at the aircon ledge over there. My dad says it could be from there because he saw the nest there. But where did the nest come from? Neighbor's house? I don't know. But it kind of like swarmed in, and then like it kind of crawled over to my toilet ceiling. Had a hard time killing it. It went to the door, it went to the kitchen, and it's now all over the place because after putting in those insecticide or whatever, that ant bait, there were a lot of like dead ants all over my place. It was a bit scary because I never experienced this before, like having ants. And the thing is that I don't lure them in at all because I don't have much food lying around. I keep my house super clean, and I don't eat in my rooms also. So I don't know where the ants come from. Initially, I thought it was from the door, but ultimately, just use the ant bait, kill it. I can talk about ant baits actually sometime because I tried several because of this episode. But anyway, I hope you find this video useful. I know it's super long, but I'm just really glad that I managed to stay in this house alone, learning how to maintain it, learning a lot about you know, how to kind of like find, you know, make use of space that suits my lifestyle and things like that. So that's great, and I hope to catch you in the next video where I'll be able to show you my reno journey of my new house, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.